Greetings and welcome to Chapter 12, Section 8. This is going to be a hoot. We're going to move our graphs around a little bit more. Start off with review from 12.7. Amplitude. We need to be identifying the midline. More on the midline in a little bit, but notice it goes 3 up here, 3 down here. So the amplitude here is 3. You can also do the max minus the min divided by 2. 3 minus negative 3 divided by 2, that's 6 over 2 is 3. Usually when the midline is the x-axis, it's not hard to find. What's the period? How long does it take to get through one cycle? I would look at this right here, up, down, and I'm back there, which means the period would be 2 pi over 3. Now, if we were given the period of 2 pi over 3 and had to solve for b, please understand that the period and the value of b are two different things. If we had to solve for b, I would set this equal to 2 pi over b, because that's what period always is going to be, and you can clearly see b would be 3. b equals 3. So if I had to write this one, be y equals amplitude is 1 sine of 3x. There you go. Population of insects can be modeled by the equation y equals 12,000 plus 8,000 sine x plus x over 6. What is the greatest number of insects you will find? Well, you know that based on what you know about transformations already, we're going to go, this is going to move the whole graph up 12,000, and that'll be like our midline, and then from that 12,000 we're going to go have an amplitude of 8,000. So from there we'll go up to 20,000 and down to 4,000. So our graph, and then we would have to figure out what our b is if we wanted to graph it further, but we can tell, you know, a rough sketch would look like this without putting any values of b in or the period. But you can see the maximum value would be 20,000. 20,000, because the 8,000 is the amplitude, but we move the whole graph up 12,000 units. Phase shift, horizontal translation of a periodic function. We're going to move h units to the right. I like to go back and review. Before we do this, I like to think about y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. This moved us left and right, h units. And this moved us up and down, k units. So if we had y equals x minus 4 squared plus 5, I know I would be 4 right, 5 up, and then I would look like that. So that's for our parabolas. Then we did the same thing for exponential functions, and we had the h and k. So now we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to do h units left or right. You do need to watch out for, are we going to be going right or going left in terms of the minus is part of what we're doing here. Okay, so this would be theta minus 90. That's 90 to the right. Remember, it's the opposite idea. This is plus 30. That's 30 to the left. So we do need to watch out for that. State the amplitude, the period, and the phase shift for the following function. Well, the amplitude comes from here. Amplitude is 3. Period, there's nothing in front of this. Okay, there's nothing in front of this. So the period is 2 pi. And then my phase shift is going to be, now remember, this comes from y equals a times sine b theta minus h. So my minus h is really left 30 degrees. It's going to move the whole thing left 30 degrees. because of the plus. It's minus a negative. Same thing. Again, amplitude should be pretty easy to identify. Amplitude is 2. Period is 2 pi over b. 2 pi over b, which is 2 pi over 1. And then my phase shift, this will be 20 degrees to the left, because it's an opposite idea. So it goes right back to all of those different transformations that we did throughout the entire year. Oh, there was a graph. Maybe it was on yours. K, we'll move it K units up and down. I like to move the midline. K units up and down, and then you apply your amplitude after that. So plus 4 is up 4, minus 3 down 3. Midline, y equals k. Move that midline up or down k units, and then apply your amplitude from there. State the amplitude, period, vertical shift, and equation for the midline. So I've got an amplitude of 3. I've got a period, the value of b again is 1. These are boring. I have a vertical shift of down 2. So if I was to graph this, I'm going to move my midline down 2. 1, 2. There's where I'm going to go from. My amplitude is 3, so go up 1, 2, 3. There's like my top. And from the midline, I'll go down 1, 2, 3. There's like my bottom. The period will be done in 360. Halfway 180. Quarter will be a max. Quarter will be a min. I'd run her like this. Isn't that fun? I move the whole thing 2 units down. I still have an amplitude of 3, and so on and so forth. State the amplitude, the vertical shift, and the equation for the midline. So they're asking you for the equation of a midline. The amplitude is a half. Vertical shift is up 3. Midline will go to y equals 3. The whole thing goes 3 units up. That's all they asked for there. Oh, then graph the function. So I'm going to go up 3. There's my new midline. And then from there, I'm going to go a half a unit up and a half a unit down. I know I'm going to get through 360. That'll be up here. That's 360. Halfway is 180. For cosine, I bottom out at 180, and I start at the top. Quarter point, quarter point. So you're just getting those. And there you go. We moved the whole thing up 3. We had an amplitude of a half. Move the midline, apply the amplitude. Good stuff. So the whole thing is going to be amplitude, period, phase shift, vertical shift. So the amplitude is the absolute value of A. Period is 2 pi over B, or 360 over B if you're in. This is going to go left or right H units. This is going to go up or down K units. Biggest thing you got to watch out for is that H is kind of an opposite idea. Also, people want to put the period on B. The period, you got to remember, you have to do a calculation of 2 pi over B. Graph the function. I got an amplitude of 3. I got a vertical shift of up 4. I got a period of 180 or pi. Where did that come from? 2 pi over 2 or 360 over 2. So if I was going to graph this with up 4, well, this isn't going to fit. Let's try this again. Whoa, whoa. I got to put a better graph together here, because we're going to go up 4. So there's the regular one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So my midline is up 4. My maximum is up 3 from that. My minimum is down 3 from that. It's a sine, and I'm getting through it in 180. So if this is 180, halfway is in between. Starts here. 1/4 is up, 1/4 is down. That's all you gotta do. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? Okay, I don't think I'm gonna do this one right now. We're gonna let that go, and have a great day.